Hi, today I'll be presenting my paper on how to improve academic performance by improving working memory in elementary school students. Working memory is a cognitive system responsible for maintaining access to goal-relevant information in support of ongoing cognitive tasks or behaviors. Working memory capacity is used to refer to individual differences that pertain to the personal level of working memory efficiency. Working memory is a relatively stable individual trait that has a strong relation to intelligence. It is different for everyone. There are 3 different limits that impact people differently. The first one is time, which refers to how long memories stay in the working memory. Chunk capacity, the number of items that can be held in a certain space at once. Or resources, the neural energy that is required for the presentation of items. Chunk capacity refers to chunking, which is when students are taught to think of all items in a specific group. So, for example, students are taught to remember Roy G. Biv as the colors of the rainbow, not as individual colors, but the 7 that go together. And resource, like when people say that they're at their mental limit, or is when they can no longer process information efficiently. Good working memory is necessary for students because tasks such as problem solving, reading comprehension are based on a combination of things such as speed, knowledge, resources, and strategies available to the student. And these all require working memory. Executive control is the link between working memory and fluid intelligence. It is a student's ability to maintain attentional control on complex tasks that require resisting and controlling interfering information. So these are some examples of executive processes that require a strong level of executive control. One of them is switching attention between textual information and cognitive tasks. An example of this is when students are asked to read a passage and answer questions on comprehension about it, and they have to switch back and forth between the text and the questions. Students with high working memory capacity display high levels of fluid intelligence. Fluid intelligence assists in new learning, which is also known as crystallized intelligence. So it is a cycle. So students with high working memory capacity display high levels of executive control, meaning that they're able to more efficiently solve problems and therefore more efficiently retain knowledge. So students with a low working memory capacity will struggle in all these links and will take longer time to problem solve, and therefore may struggle more and retain less and develop less knowledge. Working memory abilities are predictive of cognitive abilities and predictive of social and emotional function. Students with stronger working memory are able to retrieve memories more easily, suppress unwanted thoughts, and resist mind wandering, which again supports the idea that self-control plays a strong, important role in working memory capacity. Researchers found that working memory, specifically looking at self-control, is predictive of academic success through college. There are 4 interventions that I looked at in my paper. Training of working memory skills, both task-specific and general. Task-specific is focusing specifically, for example, just on reading comprehension. And general can be focused on executive control, features such as like regulatory or not allowing mind wandering. Second one is task implication strategies. One of these is simplifying, often used in math. So students will simplify the problem into steps, and that makes it more achievable and more easy to wrap your mind around each step. Situated cognition strategies. Cognition is situated, which means that your thought process and problem solving all occur within a specific context. And so students are taught to chunk and remember items in a specific context, which makes it easier to remember. And then the last one is talking about adjusting appropriate cognitive strategies, which just talks about how students should be taught that they should not have to conform to the rigid structures of certain working memory training skills. They can adapt cognitive strategies to how it best suits them, and they should feel the flexibility to change them to best fit the situation as they need. So the impact of interventions. There have been successful implementation of task-specific working memory training. There have been mixed results for general working memory training, and sometimes there are no transfer effects from task-specific working memory trainings, which has been a notable problem in some interventions. Sometimes students will be taught tasks in reading comprehension that might not traverse the subjects and carry over to writing or verbal. Working memory training that focuses on executive processes are found to be very helpful, and those display transfer effects across subjects. Too rigid of a structured intervention may have no transfer or long-term effects. And a problem with working memory training is that since they're only task-specific, it may require students to learn multiple strategies which may not be feasible to them. Working memory capacity fluctuates depending on the situation and has contextual influences. So for young elementary school students, the training may work on them while they are calm, but while they're in a stressful situation, such as tests or something on a public stage, they may not be able to implement the training. So this brings up the concern that some interventions do not take into account emotional factors or other factors that may impact this. Working memory capacity is related to intelligence and reasoning, multitasking, verbal comprehension, verbal fluency, and self-regulation, among a number of other things. These functions are necessary for success in school and everyday life. It has a significant impact on academic achievement, cognitive, social, and emotional abilities, so it's important to address with young children.